Will Netflix pick up Our Flag Means Death? Clowning has approached new heights. How many cast members can gay pirate NewsHour host Carly Heath run into in the wild before it gets weird? Kristian Nairn's book is now available. Samba is now a cheesy American. Khan is sharing smutty fan art as always. These headlines and more ahead on the Gay Pirate NewsHour from the Our Flag Means Fanfiction podcast. Woo! Today is October 5th, 2024, and this is the Gay Pirate NewsHour from the Our Flag Means Fanfiction podcast. Today on the show we have Carly Heath, founder and creator of Our Flag Means Fanfiction, writer currently known as Yavid Jenkins on AO3, astrologist to the stars, whether they like it or not, friend to coyotes everywhere, whether the neighborhood Karens like it or not, and Our Flag Means Death Clown of the Year.
Oh,
welcome, Carly.
Thank you.
We also have new to the pod, Jen Scott, known as Metavenhorst.
Yes.
I will not lie. I've been always pronouncing it as Metaverse because it just like Metavenhorst on Twitter and AO3, a well-known fandom clowner and fanfic writer with notable works including The City Never Sleeps, a modern nightclub SMAU, and excruciating slow burn that has its own freaking merch. Some niche genre GB longfics, and a smut series featuring what one of her beta readers called the brattiest steed I have ever read.
That was low.
That's talent. All right.
Thank you.
Also new to the pod, Krill Collins. Hello. Who you can find on all the socials as Krill_Collins and on AO3 as Krill Collins, no underscore. They are a very active member of the Canyon. They are an MCM fan panel host and a Weatherspoons reject. Shout out Basingstoke. All right. They have a very popular ongoing Strictly Ballroom CAU called When It Takes Hold, or WITH for short. And they live in England, so I am officially absurdly jealous of them. And me, Ringa Sunn on all socials, and spooky, scary genderfuck on AO3. I'm most well known for being hopelessly deep in the cult of Khan, pestering everyone on social media to listen to this podcast, and hosting fantastic parties ranging from gay pirates to porn to Halloween in Pittsburgh at Harold's Haunt. The next Calypso's birthday is November 9th. And if you're within a 100-mile radius of Pittsburgh, I expect you to be there.
And confirm you should go to Ringa's parties.
You should. They're super fun.
You should. One time there was a goat. It was awesome.
There was a goat.
There was a goat named Acorn, and it was the best. Oh. You should definitely go to Calypso's birthday. Do it.
All right.
We're starting to have a few people join us. So just reminding
Hi, friends.
Those of you who are joining us, put questions and comments in the chat. And
yes. All right. Today is the 1-year anniversary of season 2 coming out. And it was the first 3 episodes came out all at once, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone.
A lot.
I remember setting my alarm clock for 11:59 p.m.
Yep.
Instantly waking up, scrambling to my laptop, opening it up, my heart pounding in my chest. And I'm like, it's here. And then my little hands clenched to my face.
Yeah, it was quite an interesting 3 episodes to put out, and then a massive mood shift.
Yeah.
I was on the clock, I remember that much, because my manager tried to call me partway through the 3rd one, and I was like, Charlotte, I'm really sorry, I've got something going on.
Oh, well, because it would have been in the morning at your time.
It was either because there were 3 of them, weren't there? So it started at 8 o'clock in the morning, and the furthest I could push the start time back was 9. So I was just like, right, that's right. Yeah. Are you free? I'm like, no, sorry, I'm not. Can I have 20 minutes?
Excellent.
And today is Matt Maher's birthday.
It is Matt Maher's birthday.
Happy birthday. The best
day.
So everybody has been posting their season 2 anniversary things, all of the cast and crew, and it's super cute, and everybody's sharing everything, and that has led to much clowning. But I'm going to start off with what I'm calling the DJ Clownapalooza, which started on September 16th, where David tweeted about the billboard. He said it was fucking cool that you all did this, and I still get asked about it a lot. Shout out to Cade, who made that happen, who's our friend and fellow Pittsburgher. Holla, Caitlin. So he tweeted about that and said, for whomever needs to hear it, Taika Waititi is a lovely, very kind guy. Make sure you're registered to vote. Okay. He was tweeting a lot last month, which he doesn't always do. So that was
and that's how the clowning really
how the clowning
reached
started.
new levels.
Right. It's why is he so active? What happened?
Right.
I missed all of this. So I'm also learning that this
You're
is how it
learning.
starts. Yeah, I disappeared off to the States and then basically went AWOL for 2 weeks. So
Yeah, I mean,
that's
understandable.
right.
Yeah. So on September 17th, he responded to someone talking about fanfic and said, keep writing, all of you. Anyone?
And that wasn't just any fanfic writer. That was a fanfic writer who'd been writing a lot of Interview with a Vampire fanfic and then got hired to be in the writer's room.
I did not know that.
Interview with a Vampire. Yeah. Yeah.
Which, that's really cool. They're in season 3.
That is the dream. That is the literal dream. Amazing. Yeah, I had no idea who that was. Fantastic. Well, he said, anyone good who does this for a living is essentially writing fanfic. Same muscle. And then on September 20th.
Gotta consult the timeline.
This was the one. This was the one that made everyone crazy. At Netflix, HMU, which means hit me up for the older folks, hit me up about another season 2 comedy that's available, because they had posted that they were getting in Detroiters, which I've never heard of.
I hadn't either.
Yeah, but so he said, here, I have another 2-season comedy that you can have. And everyone started talking about, does he mean People of Earth or does he mean Our Flag Means Death?
And because of a conversation I had recently, I can confirm 100% he was talking about Our Flag Means Death. We'll talk about that later.
To that in just a second. September 22nd, someone tweeted, I want to know how this story ends, with a bunch of pictures from Our Flag Means Death. And he wrote, would be an absolute banger.
Oh, we're getting questions in the chat. Cole M was confused about the reference to apples on Twitter. Do you know? Can you explain? Okay, so David posted on Instagram a photo of him and Adam Stein, who is an executive producer and writer on Our Flag Means Death. And they had met up, and he posted, and Adam Stein posted in a comment, not pictured Macintosh apple. And what that was a little play on words for Adam. Basically, he was meaning Apple Macintosh, his Mac computer was not pictured, hinting at they were writing something together. And so people have been posting Apple related things on Twitter. And David was like, someone was like, David, it's time to start some Apple discourse. And so David was like, pink lady or bust, as in the type of apple. And then there was a thread about various apples things. So that's the origin of the Apple series of tweets, if you were wondering what that means or where that came from.
I actually only caught bits of that, so I did not realize it was all connected. I thought when he was, honestly,
I was also wondering that.
When he was talking about Pink Lady, I thought he was talking about Steed.
He is the lady.
That's just a grease at you. That's
right?
just a grease at you.
The characters were apples. Steed would be a lady. I feel like Ed would be a Fuji. Izzy would be a Granny Smith.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, that were
most accurate thing I've
Or he could be a crabapple.
Oh,
I'm so happy to see the fan art with this within like 10 minutes of this finishing, because I know what we're like.
Draw the Our Flag crew as apples. Go. Okay.
Oh, we got a few more comments. Meerkat says, I was stuck in a tiny, okay, Meerkat continued their comments. A year ago, I was stuck in a tiny hotel room in Italy on a trip of a lifetime with COVID for the first time. The show helped me get through the misery.
Oh no.
And that was
awful.
Meerkat. Roxy Monoxide says, hey, Jen, sweet shirt. And Nicole explained that DJ likes Pink Lady apples. So do I. So I was happy, but also confused. Thanks for explaining. Nicole says, y'all make me feel less dumb. Largo says,
I'm so glad.
The Pink Lady. Spot on. And Nicole M says, are we sure Ed isn't a candy apple?
Oh,
he is. You know what? Olu's a candy apple.
Correct.
Olu
Yes,
is dripped in caramel and sprinkles and yummy nummy.
Yes. Oh man, and like Roach is like the apple pie.
Roach is like
yes. All right, we can't do this all day, because we will do it all
make it snappy.
day.
Yeah.
All right, next we have Chaos Ensues, because Samba tweeted hashtag sup Netflix.
Oh yeah.
Then Alex Sherman liked Carly made like 3 little posters of what it would look like if Netflix had grabbed season 3 of Our Flag Means Death and made these very cool little posters. Alex Sherman liked one. Con liked it and shared one of... on Our Flag Means Fanfiction Instagram, you posted
David's 3 posters on. Yeah, so that's if you're looking for the 3 Netflix posters that I made for Our Flag Means Death season 3, you can find it on Our Flag Means Fanfiction on Instagram. Yeah.
But you also posted the screenshot of DJ's post.
Yeah.
About it would have been a banger and stuff. And Con shared that from Our Flag Meets Fanfiction. And then we had the selfie with Stein. So that all went down. And then David commented on Mark Mothersbaugh's picture saying, "You're the coolest guy." That's the guy that did the music for the show. And then just today,
and frontman.
Yeah,
frontman of Devo.
Yes,
I'm honor bound to say.
Exactly. Which was the picture. It was the picture of him with Devo, and David was like, "You're the coolest guy," with a little heart emoji. And then just today, in doing with the season 2 everything, premiere anniversary, he just posted. Do one of you guys have that handy? Hold on, I just saved it.
Yeah,
go ahead.
He responded to Rose. Sorry, I don't have enough screens open.
I know.
We had faith in you, Ringa, to have this all settled. Okay.
This just happened.
So Trish, which is Slow Piracy, tweeted, "I would like to know how David Jenkins is spending this day of commemoration for season 2 of Our Flag Means Death." Yeah. David retweeted that saying, that it's the pinnacle of luck to get to make something with people you like and getting to share it with people who appreciate it. And then David went on to say, "There's no official plans to go ahead, but I know most, if not all of us, would do it again in a heartbeat. We miss each other and this world. There's a sizable time jump between season 2 and theoretical season 3. Until it's ridiculous or totally impossible, I will never rule out a return to the show. If ever a network's buying, I'm in."
That is, I feel like, the most concrete anything we've gotten in a while. Even if it doesn't happen right now, which it'd be cool if it did, but even if it doesn't, just knowing that it's no matter when it happens, the story will support it is very comforting.
I think that just as an example, obviously it's not the same thing, but Happy Valley waited however long it was for the kid actor to age up, so that is potential. Things do wait that long. That's not.
I mean, look at Frasier. Frasier just was and what else? There was several things recently when and Sex in the City, all that. Speaking of Max shows, if people want it, they bring it back. So you know,
sure.
I do think David is thoroughly enjoying teasing us and watching the fallout from all of his posts. He did post that one picture of all the butts from his
Then he used the music from Taxi, which was a series that was canceled and picked up by another network.
Yeah. And I'm that's not a coincidence. That's a teasing us. That is edging us.
Yeah.
I feel can I give my sorry, you go.
Especially because September 30th is when it premiered on the new network. And then, that's the day that Taxi premiered on NBC.
Oh, shit. All right. Okay. I didn't know
I have one more thing. Okay. So Danny DeVito, in the teaser trailers for when Taxi shifted from ABC to NBC, Danny DeVito, I can't remember the exact phrase, and I'm so sorry, it's off the top of my head, but he was presenting it as same show, better network, which I think is A+ shade.
That's amazing. That is shade. I love it. Love Danny DeVito.
I feel like this is a good segue to Carly's Clown Corner.
Okay, hold on.
Yay!
Wait. I just need to say that he posted the butt picture and then wrote an edit and said, "Apparently OMD Insta is asking me to say, adjust glasses, check notes, #ask tonight." That was very important. All right.
Because I have things to say about season 3 and about...
You do. The only other thing we had in the clown area was Samba posting about being in New Zealand and then posting pictures with roaches and then more pictures with roaches and then pictures with cars and roaches and all kinds of... What's that behind you, Carly?
What? Oh my God!
What is it?
God.
Hold on.
That was...
Hold on.
That was...
Your Olivier is in the mail.
Okay, you guys. It's not real.
All right. And now, Carly, your turn. Take it away. Carly's corner.
Okay. So yesterday I was at Mendocino Farms, which is a little like salad and sandwich place in Burbank, kind of up the street from Warner Brothers. And I was having lunch, and who walks in but Samba? He's like, I'm sitting here, and like he walks straight towards me. And it was like very kismet. It was very the universe placing me here, because I had sat somewhere else previously. And then I just, for whatever reason, I wasn't feeling the vibe. So I like moved another place. And then as soon as I kind of moved to my new place and it was getting in the groove and everything, then Samba walks in. So I see him and I give him a little like peace sign. And I say, hey, Samba, I'm going to see you at your show on Saturday. And he was confused because it's a kind of an industry lunch place. Like, I'm sure he's not used to like running into fans. And so he's like, there's this moment where he's like, do I know you? Do you what? And I'm like, no, I'm a fan. I'm a super fan. I show him my laptop. It's got like our flag stickers all over. And he's like, oh. And so we just start talking. And in our conversation, I asked, so what do you feel is the possibility for season 3? And he says, David, I've been talking to David a lot, and David has been saying how Max is just not doing well financially, and which we all know, this is like no secret. And he thinks like if Warner Brothers Discovery like sells off Max to another company, then maybe that new company might like sell off season 1 and 2 of Our Flag Means Death. Maybe it goes to somewhere like Netflix. And if it does well on Netflix, then maybe Netflix will pick up season 3. And that is a realistic path for that to happen. Mm-hmm. And so I said, Samba, on like a scale of 1 being like no chance at all to 10 being like 100% it's guaranteed it's going to happen, what do you think is the possibility for season 3? And he said, maybe like a 3. And so that is the Samba scale. But what's really interesting is right after that conversation with Samba, I went over to a friend's house, and she had just been talking to her really good friend who is an actress on Discovery of Witches. And what that cast had been talking about with Discovery of Witches is that the existing seasons that were on AMC would get picked up by Netflix, which they did. And if things go really well on Netflix and the viewership numbers are good, Netflix will pick up additional seasons. And the cast of Discovery of Witches right now, there's a lot of buzz in the cast around something is happening, like there's movement forward. And now keep in mind, actors are usually like the last people to know about things. They aren't executives. They aren't heads of companies. So, and they are very optimistic people. So, I can't verifiably confirm there's going to be an additional season of Discovery of Witches, but the cast of Discovery of Witches, I've heard, is very a buzz about whatever forward movement is happening with Netflix.
And it wouldn't be the first time Netflix has done something like this either, because like they did it with Arrested Development. They kind of had that on there and then eventually added on a season 4. So that's hopeful. That's hopeful.
I might just say that America does not feel real, because you're there like, oh, I was in this place and Samba walked in, like, oh, my friend who's doing this, this, and this. Like, this is absolutely completely unheard of for me. There are exactly 3 famous people who came from Sheffield, and none of them live here. So
that's because Carly lives in LA and works in the industry.
What's crazy?
I don't see anybody in Pittsburgh.
Like, it's crazy though. I ran into 2 Our Flag cast members in 2 days, like out in the wild. And the first one was kind of like, okay, the first one was Reese. And that made somewhat sense because we were going to see Reese's show, and all of us, a big old group of us, were like, let's get food beforehand. And so we went to Real Food Daily, which is about a block up from the venue. And it was really, really funny actually, because we got this big table. We didn't realize that we had selected a table right next to Reese. We didn't realize he was there. And we had been there for like 30 minutes before realizing that Reese was like at the table that was like just behind us. And so I only realized this when our friend Irene Adler walked in and was like in a little table over here, and she didn't see us or something. And I went up to her and I'm like, oh, Irene, hey, hi. How's it going? Hug, come sit with us. And as I'm walking back to the table after greeting Irene, then I make like eye contact with Rosie, who's sitting like across from Reese. And I'm like, oh my God, Dave is right next to Reese. What was extremely terrifying about that realization was we had been talking very loudly for like 30 or so minutes. And of course, what were we talking about? We were talking about Reese.
Oh no.
He probably loved that. He would love that you didn't know he was there and that you were saying stuff about him. He probably was like,
that he's right there, isn't he meme in a nutshell? Like,
what's right behind me, isn't he?
But here's the thing, like, what were we saying? I don't know.
What were you saying?
I can't remember anything that happened 2 seconds ago, much less the last 30 minutes of like whatever conversation.
I can tell you what you were probably saying. You were probably like, Reese's Pluto is in his second gravity boat and his third trimester is in Venus fire with the sixth house of jibber jabber. That's probably what you were
That's
saying.
how I know he is.
Right after I clocked and I realized Reese was like right next to us.
Yeah.
No one else had known. I was the first to realize this. I sit down and I go to each person at the table. I'm like, hey, don't make any sudden movements.
No, hold your hand while I say this.
Oh my God.
Reese Darby's right behind us. And then I go to the next person. I'm like, Reese Darby's right behind us.
I would be that guy who turns around like instantly.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
Don't
sorry.
make
no.
And then I'm like,
When it counts.
what have we been talking about? Does anyone remember what we've been talking about?
We've been clowning too close to the sun.
I don't have any memory in my head of any of the words that have come out of my mouth in the last
It's all gone.
30 minutes.
No.
So we subdued ourselves substantially. And then it's like, I have to pee. I'm not going to pee because I have to walk by Reese to pee. And what if he gets up at the same time that I get up? And what if we walk in the general direction? No. So we were very good for the rest of the time. Hopefully whatever we said was not bad. And when Reese eventually got up to leave to go to the venue, he was very nice and he went to our table and said hello to us. And
we did hear you, is what I'm
I'll
getting.
see you at the show.
Yeah, you knew. Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, I'm hoping that the reason that he knew that we were all fans was because there were quite a few orange shirts,
Okay.
And the crew, Crew for Life shirts.
I mean, I think he would know based on that, but I'm certain he heard you talking about him. Are you kidding me? And he
Is it Target, the orange shirt? Because like I never managed to get one of them because obviously wrong continent.
It was Old Navy, I think. That
Yeah.
had it.
Target.
Yeah. But Target had it?
No, Target had an oranges shirt, but it wasn't the same with the bright oranges because I have.
I just want an orange shirt. So one of you grab me one of them and bring it to Columbus, please. Thank you.
Real quick, Nicole M in the chats had said, what if a network wanted to buy it now? I thought Max said they were willing to support them if someone else wanted it.
Here's the thing about Max saying that they're willing to support it if someone else buys it. We know for a fact that David Zaslav drives a really hard bargain, so much so that David Zaslav lost the rights to the NBA because he drove such a hard bargain. And now he's like suing Amazon to try and get the NBA back, but he's not going to win because the NBA is like, look, you gave us you gave us the same deal, but like the contract is full of shit. We can't with you.
Yeah.
So they say, and here's the thing, executives say things that they don't really mean. So I think the feeling is they drove too hard of a bargain and the Netflix or the other networks and the streamers couldn't afford it. So I think that's why it needs to be a situation where Max gets bought by another company and then that company will be able to lease or sell out. our flag means death.
And I'm not sure how much of this is relevant at the moment, but I know that there's also like, what is it? The difference between distribution rights and licensing or production rights. So it's like, if they're able to pick up and continue the show, it's like Max gets right of first refusal, and then it's another network can kind of pick it up and run with it if Max is like, actually, we're not going to make that show. I don't know the specifics, but
it's complicated.
You know more than me.
It's a lot of contracts.
Yeah.
Stuff with contracts.
But whatever words
but I know that they're two separate things.
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever words you're saying sound like they make a whole lot of sense.
Well, going from there, let's talk about Reese, since we're talking about him already.
And I'll just segue into the Largo show. The Largo show, those of you who were not there, you missed out on the best. I've seen 4 Reese Darby shows in the past year. This one, I mean, they're all good. They're all like 1310. They are all fantastic. Best time of my life, whatever. This one that he did at the Largo was transcendent. It was so superior to anything that he's ever done. My friend who just had like brain surgery was with me, and she was like, I think I'm going to die because I'm thinking so hard. And I think I'm going to pop my brain surgery aneurysm. This is so good. This is the best thing I've ever been to. She had to call her doctor the next day and say, like, oh my God, like, what? Am I going to be okay? I laughed so hard that I think I caused a problem for my brain. You may have seen my sketches on Twitter. He lined up these bar stools and he jumped from bar stool to bar stool. We thought he was going to die. We were screaming, no, Reese, no, don't do it. We were shrieking at the top of our lungs.
Don't you know that only eggs him on?
I know. And then if you subscribe to him,
he's like, whatever.
Yeah.
He jumped on the stool and it wobbled. And you're like, oh my God, is he going to have head injury? And yes, I was thinking Saturn is going to enter his 12th house in Aries. And Aries has a head. And what if he gets a head injury and he's having an eclipse in his 6th house right now? Is he going to be okay? I don't know. The astrology is not helping him out here. I just really hope he stays safe. But here's the thing. On his Substack, if you pay $8 for it, you can see a video that Rosie made of him doing the barstool hop thing. And as we're all screaming for Reese's life and well-being, she's there.
She's seen it all before. He does that at home all the time, I'm sure. He's like at the kitchen island hopping around.
So I guess
a really lovely kitchen that he has, by the way. I love the
so nice.
Like, honestly, that was all I got from that week on Wednesday. I was like, I want them tiles to myself.
So nice. And Gizmo just sits there and judges him.
Yeah. And like, it seems like Rosie is such an enabler of his chaos. So like, I'm not surprised.
For sure.
Speaking of Rosie, they did together. I loved listening to this, the New Zealand Diaspora.nz podcast, where he and Rosie talked about the business and his comedy career and her managing his comedy career. And it was very interesting and very insightful. And I liked hearing them together talk. And I was kind of thinking, like, wouldn't it be nice if Reese and Rosie did a podcast together where they gave advice to young performers, like starting out and like what they could do? I think that would be really cool. So
I definitely want to check that one out.
I liked listening to her. I think she's smart and she has a lot of good ideas.
You wrote that Reese enjoys ironing.
Yeah, that's what he talks about on the podcast. He enjoys ironing as a way. And
I'm glad he's like
with love, but like, oh my God, what?
Mentally ill like us.
As a Mars ruled 12th house, that's really interesting that Reese uses hot heat as a way of calming down.
Yeah.
I'm just going with the bit that you set up, which is going to astrologize.
Is it a bit?
Or is it my whole personality?
Yeah.
It's my whole personality, actually.
Well, did you go see him at the wine bar show?
Yeah, and I saw him at Nico's wine bar as well.
And that was like a really small show,
it was
right?
Amazing because there was like only 30 people in the audience. It was a tiny room. The room, I felt like the room was as big as my like little apartment here. And so we were really up close to him. Like I was like, hi, Ruth. And he did his Rubik's Cube bit. and he did the whole thing where he always starts his thing kind of talking about the space. He's like, oh, I could, he could touch the ceiling. That was how low it was. Oh gosh. But what he did. So he did a lot of things. He did the Australian breakdancing thing. He did the whole thing about the Olympics. So if you've seen all of that before in his previous show, he did all that. And what's great is that in the Largo show, he did that stuff too, in addition to all this other stuff, but he just did more with it. And it was way more bigger and physical and very funny. And he also did this whole like little storytelling thing where he just kind of sat on a stool and talked about his comedy career. That was awesome.
That's very cool.
He went into his worst show ever, which I don't know if I want to give it away in case you guys get a chance to see it. But basically,
I haven't seen anything.
I want to do like telepathic to those of you who see his show in the future. And when he gets to the part where he talks about his worst show ever, this is the thing that gave my friend who had brain surgery, made her concerned that she needs to call her doctor. It was so funny that, oh my God, it was the best. It was the best. And then he did Bill Napier was a huge part. Bill Napier, the park ranger, which is his new character. That was a huge part of it. It was hilarious. He had a walkie-talkie. It had super, super long antenna. Nice. He did a lot of phallic things with it accidentally. He was wearing a onesie.
Accidentally?
Oh my goodness.
Wearing a park ranger onesie, that was unbuttoned down to about mid-chest. And
was this what the jumpsuit was?
Yeah.
Picture. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was wondering. I was like, why is he in a jumpsuit? Don't care.
Yeah, that was
that
was his Bill Napier character. Yes. And it's Bill Napier is this park ranger who is up to do stand-up comedy, but he's not good at it. And it's very funny. And so he's a great character. I know. Cut it up.
Stop talking about Reese.
We have to move on.
Real quick. Reese has upcoming roles, Bad Jelly, That Christmas, and Curses, which are those all voiceovers?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Those are coming up. Great Big Cow just put out a new video and Reese's car is in it. I haven't seen it yet.
Yes, I did. Okay.
You don't know because you haven't seen it. What car is it?
So this is really cool. Great Big Cow video. Reese has a 1968 red Volvo, old timey little red Volvo in that he let his kids use for the music video. This is really exciting for me because as I'm riding my bike around Studio City, I can be like, red car.
My God.
I will be normal if I ever see him.
Peeping, only car peeping.
As I've said so many times on this podcast, Carly, you make me feel more normal. And I really love that because I'm always the crazy stalker person.
Not stalker. I'm not. If I see him, all I'm just going to do is go
doubt.
And then keep pedaling.
No, I know you've run it. You've been very calm. You were very chill. You're very doing chill. Well. I'm just saying it's funny and I appreciate it. Yeah. Okay. There's a new Cryptid Factor episode just came out. I haven't listened to it yet.
Yep, it's very good.
Nice.
All right, so moving on.
Real quick. I'm so sorry. I see another question, and it's about contract. Let's talk about it before we scoot on.
I heard the first syllable of the word contract, and my fucking
I know.
It's
like oh my gosh, I cannot. Zoanthropus. I'm so sorry. I mangled that. It asks, was there a date after which those different types of rights, like the distribution and the whatever the other one is called, become uncoupled? Theoretically, it's happened already. Theoretically, because I don't know. Again, I don't know much of the specifics, but theoretically, it's like a 3-year situation, or there's a certain amount of time that passes. I don't know dick about this. One of my friends who does know dick about this had a very thorough explanation that I read all of and absorbed this much of for the long term, where I'm like, oh wow, this is such fantastic information and right. Wonderful. Apparently I didn't mispronounce it that badly. So
yay.
Yay.
All right.
Okay.
Go Google contracts.
Should we go through some of the comments? Because we have I
just went and looked through them briefly and it was mostly comments and not questions. So we're gonna
we should give them. Oh,
we have 20 minutes left.
Okay. Well, you guys, thank you so much for your comments.
Spent 25 minutes talking about Reese Darby's onesie. All right.
Moving right along.
Maybe if we have time, we'll read them afterwards.
Yes. Okay, so real quick, Kristian's book is out. Everybody go buy it.
Have it right here.
He's been promoting it. He's doing signings. On October 12th, he's signing in Dublin at Eason O'Connell Street. And it's 20 euros. It gets you a ticket to the event and a copy of the book. Autographs are free, and you can get one personal item signed besides the book. That is t.to/Eason, EASON, if you would like tickets. Good job, Kristian. Can't wait. He's been doing all kinds of like promo things, and it's very exciting.
So good.
Taika, 2 Time Bandits canceled. I really enjoyed the show.
I really enjoyed Khan.
I watched episode 3. Yes. I only watched the 3rd episode, and he was...
Honestly, Khan was iconic.
Hey, you guys, if we have... Honestly, I'm now thinking of like writing a Sheriff of Nottingham comedy pilot where it's Sheriff of Nottingham, totally serious, dealing with his shit, kind of an Izzy character, kind of a, Khan plays, and then Robin Hood, who's Reese Darby.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I could be down
I love
for
that. Yeah,
I see this.
Yeah,
and Taika can direct them
because that's really the Sheriff of Nottingham was the best part of that show, and Lisa Kudrow was really great.
I agree. Of course.
Yeah. Obviously.
Right. Yeah. Taika was at the Emmys because Reservation Dogs was nominated for all kinds of things. Very cool.
And that's where I met Harvey Guillen. And we talk about
amazing. I love him so much. His Star Wars movie is on hold indefinitely, which is crazy. It keeps going back and forth. We keep hearing it's going, it's not going, it's going, it's not going.
That's a shame.
I'm saying let's wait until we hear real information that it's going forward in their casting and shit to worry about it at all. Stick Khan in that movie. Anyhow.
Stick Khan in that movie.
And then stick me in it as well if he's in it. Then put me in it as well. I'm just saying.
All right. Taika and Buttons. Do we all know Buttons from Cryptid Factor? Reese's good best buddy Buttons, who is my favorite Cryptid Factor host. So they were in Ibiza for Taika's birthday, and everyone was like, "Oh, is that Buttons?" And then didn't he have a friendship bracelet that someone gave Taika?
It was Dylan, who is Orphan Nebula on Twitter.
I know Dylan. Yeah.
He gave Buttons a bracelet that said cryptid, I think, something like that. And then later on, pictures later was like, is that? And then people zoomed it enhance and zoomed in. It's like Buttons gave Taika a friendship bracelet and it says cryptid and then
Taika took Buttons' shirt too.
Yeah, and they talked about this on the latest Cryptid Factor episode.
Oh, did they? Okay,
yes.
Okay, don't tell me about it.
So, it was mentioned that there was a photo of Taika wearing Buttons' shirt, and Reese wanted an explanation. And
Reese was like, wait, what are you two doing without me?
So Button said that he gave his shirt to Taika as a birthday present.
That is so funny.
Can you imagine giving someone a 17-year-old shirt?
A literal shirt off your back.
Yes.
But it's like Taika. Taika is rich enough to have whatever he wants.
Well, that's the thing. He's like, oh, I like your shirt. It's like, here you go. Yeah. Taika and Buttons organized the Haka World Record event that just happened. And Taika was, of course, there frontlining it.
That's so cool.
It was so cool. It had 6,531 participants and it beat France's record. France was holding the Haka record. I don't understand, but France held the record with 4,028 people, and now they have gotten 2,000 people ahead of it. Good. Keep it in New Zealand. Nobody try to beat that record. You don't deserve it. All right. Moving on, Samba has Advanced Chemistry is going to be coming out on Amazon Prime on the 8th, which is Tuesday?
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday. It's in some theaters.
Which is the same day as David Jenkins' birthday.
Is it?
Oh, hey.
Yeah, October 8th.
Nice.
Samba just became a U.S. citizen. Congratulations, I guess.
Congratulations.
I mean,
you did it.
You did it.
Well,
you're happy. I'm happy.
We need better people. America does.
This is true.
And so he's a better people. And we're maybe.
Oh, I wish I was you.
Welcome, Samba.
I'll switch you, Krill.
Please. Any day.
And he's doing some voice acting in Vox Machina, which is huge fan. People are freaking out because
it's really good.
I haven't watched it, but I know a lot of friends who really are into it. So.
It's really good. And I don't watch Critical Role, but I know a lot of folks who love means that there's a Venn diagram.
I didn't watch Critical Role, but I watched both.
Yeah, same.
And I absolutely loved it.
It's great.
So like it's fantastic. Everyone watch Vox Machina, support Samba.
Yeah.
It's good anyway.
I'm
like
sure
it.
I'll start it just for him, but he's performing tonight at the Javista stage for comedy night. His show is at 8 p.m. Suggested donation is $50. It benefits Theater of Hearts, which is a youth arts education organization.
I'm going to try to make that tonight. Yeah, I'm going to try to go tonight.
And he has his Death by Cheese cooking event with Momentous. Tickets are still on sale. That's November 6th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Tickets are $30 at shopstands.com. We'll have another one of these before that, so I can remind you. And speaking of momentous events, Vico is doing a momentous event called Drag Your King on October 19th. Also at 10 a.m. Pacific time, also $30 tickets on shopstands.com. That one seems very cool. Yeah. And Vico has an audiobook out called Jasmine is Haunted, which is out now. You can get it anywhere you get audiobooks. Okay, Con O'Neill.
Hey, can we address one question in the comments really quick?
Please do. I stopped looking at them.
Mr. Buttons asks, regarding David Jenkins' latest tweets, what do you think sizable time jump means? And Nicole M says, Mr. Buttons, that does confuse me because didn't it seem like season 3 would involve a wedding? I have something to say about that. I think Ed and Steed would be together for a long time without getting married because Steed is so traumatized by marriage from his previous marriage to marry. And he's like, he doesn't want to fuck it up with Ed, who's the love of his life. So he's like, not yet, honey, not yet, honey. Cut to 10 years later. Maybe Steed is finally
better not be 10 years later.
Maybe
not be.
But it just takes a long time for Steed to like get used to the idea that marriage doesn't have to be this horrible thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's so many scenes of him like, okay, yeah, let's do it. Then having a panic attack and just being like,
there's so many ways they could explore that, and I'm really excited to see like what they do with it when they do it.
The time jump is going to be the length of time that it takes for Ed and Steve to spend together alone at the inn before they try to kill each other. So about a week.
You're so real for that. Like you are absolutely right. Yeah.
I think a year
weeks before the
Anyhow, Con O'Neill.
Yes, right. Please.
All right. He just did a dramatic reading of a winner of a Best Short Story Award in London, and he was very cute when he did it. And
I didn't know that. Where can we find this? Can we see this?
Can't find it. It was just a live show of a bunch of Best Story winners, and he did reading. You can find the story, but you can't find him reading it. But he says,
I did not see it. I feel very demure and very mindful. I'm not upset about this in that I absolutely would not have used the final 5 days that I have left of my annual leave until July to go down to London to see it. I would not have used those to see it. It's fine.
No, not at all. Yeah. Fun says that the story is about a photograph that became possessed, and I was like, that sounds awesome, and I would like to hear this. So,
oh my god,
he's currently filming. I don't think I'm supposed to say what it is.
Oh,
okay, can you give us? Can you say?
It's not anything that anyone would know, and he's not like a major part of it. But I just don't know what's
that tracks.
Genre.
It's public.
He says it's a great script.
Genre, sci-fi, horror, drama.
No.
I don't care. I'm paying the stupid money to go and see the premiere for it, so like I'm sold.
Right, exactly. Okay, the Penguin episodes have been coming out. They come out every Sunday. Tomorrow will be episode 3. Con's not going to show till episode 4, so that'll be next week. And then I believe he's in episodes 4, 5, and 6.
Okay.
I could be wrong about that. That is my deductive reasoning via...
And the previous Batman he was in was the Batman?
Batman.
The only
Robert
good live
Pattinson.
action Batman, yes.
No.
What?
Yeah.
No.
No. Okay.
Sorry, no.
I'm not holding water for Tim Burton.
Okay, we can't talk about Batman.
We can't talk about Batman.
Batman. All right, Con's short film that he wrote, produced, and stars in premieres October 25th at the Alnwick Playhouse as part of their annual Short Film Fest. Con will be there for a Q&A after the film, and Krill will also be there hanging out.
I was not. So I only found out I was going through security at LAX, and I was sort of checking my tweets as they would like probe in my bag for whatever it were they were probing it for. So I was having to check my phone, and I saw my friend's tweet. So I opened WhatsApp to text her at the exact same time, and she was like, "I've got us front row tickets. We're going to Alnwick. Where's Alnwick?"
Yes.
And I'm like, girl, it's in Cumbria, which for people who aren't in the UK is the county that borders Scotland.
We were meant to be in London. Stop there once. I'm sorry. It's my only association of Cumbria is I got left at a bus depot there once.
Well, isn't that Alnwick Castle is the castle that the Hogwarts castle, the outside of it was based on?
Yes,
so
it's one of them.
You might have never heard of Alnwick, but you probably have seen a thing about it and not knew it.
I'm also going to say it's pronounced Alnwick. The L is silent, and people get really upset when you pronounce it wrong over here.
When in doubt, for something British, just drop a couple letters out.
Exactly. But I was meant to be hosting the karaoke at MCM that weekend. I get a text from a friend saying we're going to Conor Neil's film premiere, and I'm immediately like, well, I've got to pass this off to someone because I'm not going to be running stuff for other people's fandoms and then ignoring this while it's happening. So I'm going to Alnwick and then spending £90 to fly down to London the day after. I'm insane.
Well, if you want to go to this, tickets are still available. I asked Con if he wanted to say anything about it. Yeah, they're really cheap. I asked him if he wanted to say anything about it here, and he said no. And then he was like, it's really not a big deal. It's a 10-minute short film where I overact the whole time. And I'm like, that's your selling point? That's not a deterrence. That is
my whole weekend for 10 minutes. That's hilarious.
I mean, of course, it's short film, but he was like, I guess tell them there's tickets still available.
Everyone, please come and see it. You can meet me.
Please do go and see it, though, because I think that based on how well this is received there, he'll maybe put it out at some other film festivals. So if you're anywhere near there, which is like the entirety of Britain is near there.
Alnwick's really really, really, really nice. There's also a botanical garden that's full of poisonous plants. So if that's your thing, make a long weekend of it. Come see it.
Yes. So you can get them on the Alnwick Playhouse website, which I'm not going to even attempt to spell because no one's going to get it right. Just Google it. Last on the list for Con, he's been sharing smutty fan art. What else is new? Yeah. Okay. Let's run through the rest of these real quick. Joel Fry is starring in The Duchess at the Trafalgar Theatre with Jodie Whittaker. It opens today and it runs through December 20th. And tickets start at £31 at boxoffice.co.uk. So get to that if you can. Bronson Pinchot answered a cameo question about Ned Lowe as Ned Lowe. You can find that on @KillerWeasel's Twitter. It's very funny. He really does like to get into character as Ned Lowe, and we were robbed.
We were robbed.
Yeah, we were robbed. We need a spinoff about Ned Lowe. David Fane and Annapella, I cannot say her last name. I will butcher it. I'm sorry.
Annapella Polativo.
Thank you, please. She had a premiere of a new movie called Tina, and David Fane was at it, and she was at it, and there's lots of cute pictures of them online. And, okay, that is the run through of the actor things that I have. But real quick, let me get through some fan events that are happening. There is Tiny Crew Big Raffle, those little prop ships that they used in season 2, episode 2, that are like that, Auntie is like pushing around and all it organizes. There's, I think, 7 of them that are being raffled off for charity. This is starting October 21st. So if you go on Facebook, it's He Buys Boats. And that's where you can put in your bid to win one of those actual things that Lindsay Cantrell made for the show.
And back to Bronson's cameo, Killer Weasel. This is it from the comments. Killer Weasel wrote a great Dead Dove inspired fic, I'm guessing.
Killer Weasel wrote a lot of amazing Killer Weasel puts out like 5 fics every day, and they're short and they're great. You should follow them on AO3.
Amazing.
It's Killer Weasel.
I'm so jealous of all you fic writers who can like just churn out like hundreds.
It's amazing.
I don't know how they do it.
Okay. Our Flag Means Death won the Transformational Love Award from the Greater Good magazine. I'm not reading anything of this clip. You should go to their website and read this article. Stevie Nicks put out a song called The Lighthouse.
It's the whole album. It's called that, right?
Oh, is it? The whole album.
I don't know.
So that should have been in the clown corner because that really set people off. Okay, now down to the fandom creation events here. We got Lube as a Crew Round 2 is happening. October 10th, episodes 4 and 5. October 17th, episodes 6 and 7. October 24th, episodes 8. They all start at 2:30 Pacific time, and you're just watching the episodes, tweeting along with Astroglide and Adopt Our Crew. Lots of innuendo to be following. Okay, OFMD Gotcha for Gaza, which is where people suggested prompts and did a donation to a Gaza charity. They're still looking for people to fill some of the prompts. It's at OFMD Action on Twitter. If you are an artist or a writer and want to fill any of these prompts for people who have made donations, they're still looking for people. Unicorn Frames still needs some pinch hitters for last minute frames. That is, do you remember when they did the frame by frame art thing with the kiss?
Yeah.
They're doing that with a scene from Izzy, with Izzy opening for our new unicorn letter. So it's almost finished. They just need a couple more to be finished. It's at Unicorn Frames on Twitter. Kinktober, all of October, at OFMD Kinktober for all the prompts. Canyon Secret Satan Exchange. If you're in the canyon and you want a gift or to give a gift, signups are now through October 15th at the Canyon Craft to sign up and for details. Today and tomorrow is Kiss Fang Weekend. At
How did I not know this?
On Twitter, and
you guys, there's so many events. Oh my god!
The prompt is Kiss Fang. It's art, it's stories, it's whatever. The requisite is Kiss Fang. That's all. So that's happening this weekend. Angsty Ed Izzy Autumn starts today and runs through October 25th. At Ed Izzy Events for prompts and bingo cards, and they're doing it really cool. You can follow through as Izzy, you can follow through as Ed, you can follow through as them, or you can follow through as like Black Hands, where it's like a really angsty. So they have a lot of different options for you.
How did I not know about this until now? This is like this is what I do. Like, what is going on?
We're gonna put out like a infographic with all these on it on the Instagram. OFMD Drabble Week is October 13th through 19th. That's at FMD Jan AURY. Jan AURY for details. A Steady Hands Trick or Treat, October 21st through 27th at Steady Hands Week for your bingo cards. Steed Wump Week is October 28th through November 3rd at Bottom Seed Week for bingo cards.
Superb news.
And then there's three other ones, but they start in November, so I'm going to save them.
Yeah.
Fandom stuff going on in October. It's going to be super fun. If you are not on Twitter, all of these will be posted on AO3, and I'm sure most people are cross-sharing to their other socials. We'll make sure that we get an infographic with all of these little events going on our Instagram. Follow Our Flag Means Fanfiction, all one word, on Instagram if you are not already. And you can go and subscribe to the podcast on YouTube and on Spotify and wherever you listen to podcasts. You should go and download all of the podcasts that you haven't heard yet and listen to them all, especially the Con O'Neill ones, because
And you know, this is going to be episode 39. And then my next mini-sode that I'm editing right now is going to be episode 40. So we have like 43 hours of podcast.
At least, because some of them are like the ones I did are like 2 hours long.
Yeah, that's why I said and so you could, I calculated this, you could drive from Los Angeles to New York and listen to our podcast the whole way.
What roads are you taking for that? Like, I'm just
we're taking the route where there's little ferries that say you don't have to sleep. There's little ferries who handle the
if you split the route, you can do it 2 and 2, I'm sure.
And if you listen to the fandom lore episodes and the Con O'Neill character episode, in all three of those, there are little tidbits from Con about brand new things we've never heard.
And speaking of,
need to hear those so bad.
The Con and Izzy episodes like have the most downloads and the most views. And so I'm putting it out there to Ringa again. Ringa, if you want to do another Con or Izzy centric episode,
I do.
Please do that. And hey, with Jen and with Krill and you three doing the top 10 best moments of Izzy.
I have some plans happening. I've just been very busy, so it's just been like, but yes, I am doing that. It is happening. It will happen. Huzzah!
Yay. I'm like trying to get other
coming to the Pirates News Hour. Yay!
But also, we need to talk about Fix that we.
There's a couple of questions. Do we have?
We want to get.
So Roxy asks, what fandom events are you looking forward to the rest of the year? Which I'm gonna jump right in. GalaxyCon Columbus. I'm very much looking forward to that.
Oh, yes.
So hyped.
It's going to be so good.
Carly's not going, but the other three of us are.
Yes!
So, yes! Yeah!
So hyped.
I booked my flights yesterday. It's happened. It's
Is anyone
It's all
from?
good.
Okay, so
Yes.
is anyone from the cast going to be there?
Yes.
Yes.
Kristian, Nathan, Con, and Vico.
Yeah.
All the queers.
Yeah.
I've never met any of them. I'm super hyped.
Oh my God, Chad!
I had a panic attack on Con at Basingstoke because I basically I've got this weird lung condition where basically my lungs stopped working, so I went to go meet. I went to hug him, and I suddenly forgot how to breathe. So he's holding me, and he's like, "Just breathe, go back," sort of thing. I don't. Apparently, it lasted for a really long time. I don't remember because my whole brain was like, "You need to stop being an absolute freak." And then my mate behind me was like, "He was really, really sweet with you." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sure he was."
He's like, he's the best with people, and he's like the best celebrity to meet if you're nervous, because he can tell what you're like, what kind of freak out you're having, and will like calm you about it, and will be very chill with you about it.
I wasn't even nervous. I've met him before, but like my body just decided like, okay, so breathing's now no longer manual, so you have to think about this. And I'm like,
yeah, now's the time.
Jen, you're gonna meet all of them, Jen?
For the first time. Yeah, that's my plan. I'd love to.
Oh, I love that. So you're gonna. Oh, they're all so sweet.
So good, so lovely.
Oh, they're so sweet. Yes. All right. What are the other questions that are?
There's one more. There's what fan works are on your plate at the moment, or reading list if you're not writing yourself.
Well, that's
also
perfect because that's what we were going to finish up with.
That's what I figured.
So I have just finished reading the Refitting at Sea series by this is wrong. By the_very_Darcy. And it is 133,000 words. It's a 10-part series, and it's all about Izzy getting together with Ed for the first time, and then finding his way to being with Steed as well, and the three of them kind of working out their relationship and navigating the kind of kink sexual relationship that they all have together, and where they all fit in with each other. And it's very lovely and very well done, and I very much enjoyed it.
Nice. That's cute. What's it called again?
Refitting at
Sea. Okay, that kind of sounds cool. Like it.
Nope, that doesn't work.
That's not showing at all.
That does not work.
Okay, I am currently editing our mini-sode that's going to be not this Monday, but next Monday, and it has one of yours in it, Ringa. We have Baby Kraken is narrating Wash Away by Spooky Scary Genderfuck, which is your lovely story about being in a spiral of depression after Steed left and the Kraken took over, and Izzy decides it's time for him to clean up and start to live again. And then we also have, it's a compilation of 3 kind of canon verse fics. We also have we have How a Life Can Move from the Darkness by ADH Duck. And that's, you guys are, I'm guessing, familiar with that one. Okay.
I haven't read it yet, but I love Duck.
Oh,
Duck's right. Steed
is this is taking place between season 2, episode 3 and episode 4 before it's basically an alternate episode 4 where Steed and Ed have to share a bed at Anne and Mary's.
There was only one bed.
Yeah.
I read this one. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, did they come out with a new one? No,
I think you probably read this one. And also,
coming back to me now.
Perfect on the Right Person by Spanish for the Car, which is the origin of the fancy purple suit that Ed wears during the French party in season 5. So where did that come from? Because purple is not Steed's color, but it's definitely Ed's color.
They went and killed someone for it.
So
monkey guy for a suit.
Wouldn't it be funny if Izzy just had that stashed away for in case Ed wanted it? Wouldn't that be funny?
I love that.
Just pull it out of a little footlocker, get over here.
This is a good spot to remind everyone that if you want anything to be on our podcast, if you narrate anything, and you want to put it on the podcast, all you have to do is email it to ourflagmeansfanfiction@gmail.com. Just make sure you get the author's permission first.
Thank you for pulling out that clown nose to remind me.
I didn't do enough with these.
I was cleaning up the backyard at the bar yesterday, getting ready for an event, and there was a clown nose on the ground.
Now, from the universe.
Like a month ago, they had a clown event there with burlesque and all clowns and stuff. So I'm sure it's from that. It's just weird that it like popped up out of nowhere in the middle of the ground when I went to clean back there. Ew.
It was waiting for you.
It was.
I felt a clown in the vicinity.
I just left it there. I was like, someone else can deal with that.
It's the universe saying, like, we need to keep up our clowning. We need to clown hard for the next 10 years. Clown and no stopping, no rest.
Whose cat is screaming?
That's Beans. That's my cat, Beans.
Beans?
Beans, do you want a clown nose? Beans. Okay. Any other fics you guys are reading?
I mean, I'm going to choose because and me to, for any of my Edizzy girlies, read Mercy and Grace by Lydia Eve. Like, if you haven't already, read them fics because they're so good. And I actually became friends with Lydia through reading them.
Can you say it again? Because you kind of cut out a little bit.
Sorry. So there's two fics. There's one called Mercy, which is the first one, and it's a gentle beard slow burn, which is how Lydia advertises it. And then the sequel is called Grace, and everyone read Mercy and Grace. And
the author's name, the AO3 name is Lydia.
I believe it's Lydia_E42, but it could just be Lydia Eve. I can't remember.
I think that it's got the underscore.
I think it's, yeah.
Okay.
I will promote these fics any chance I get.
In the comments, Moosh has a fic about pizza that is so good.
I read it yesterday. I binged the whole thing. It's so cute. It's so stinking cute.
Nice.
I hope that I have time this month to write for some of the many, many events that are going on. But October is my busiest month and the busiest month at the bar. So we'll see about that. But some of the prompts are very, very good. Everyone should go check them out if you are a writer. Sure. And if you are not a writer, go read all the things.
I need to finish with I'm overdue, but I will finish.
I hear you. I'm in the middle of like several things and I'm like, what if I started Kinktober? Like,
no, but I'm genuinely planning.
I said clowning.
Yeah, I said I wasn't going to, and then I had like a spark of an idea. So like, I make promises.
That.
If it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
If it happens, great.
Let it happen.
There's also, I really need to get back. I started writing a gothic horror gentle beard fic like in December, January, and I'm 6 chapters in out of 14. It was for a fic challenge in January that I did not finish because life got busy. But now that it's like October, I feel like I should get back because it's spooky season. So 'tis the time.
So when you said that, Carly's ears like perked up when you said gothic horror. And then is your cat chasing the clown nose?
Yeah, I gave him the clown nose.
Buddy. Dog cameo.
Oh, there we go. Excellent. We couldn't get through an episode without animals.
Also, fics I'm reading. I wanted to plug a course. I didn't actually say any because I was fighting with my dog. I'm sorry. Blood Gets Realer When You Feel It by Tighten Up Mate dropped chapter 4, I believe, yesterday, and it's really, really good. You should definitely read it. It's great. Find Me Here by Mary Mari_who is also occupying a lot of my thoughts. A Little Haunting, Isn't It by Ada Marks. I'm obsessed with it. And A Bright Light Expanding by Steve Bonnet, Martin something. But those are I'm so far behind on so many things, but are
those all like Gentle Beard?
I believe so, yeah, all of them. If you want not Gentle Beard, I just finished reading Lulo's Lou Pete fic, To the Brightest Thing That Glitters.
I'm like, got any Izzy in there? No.
I love
you and me talking for the same thing.
Mine is Izzy centric. The one I read, it is like from Izzy's point of view all the way through with
But my Mark for Later list is over 100 pages right now, so I have much reading to do. It's so many things to read. What a wonderful problem to have.
See, I have not only my Mark for Later, which is almost entirely like holiday specific things or things that aren't finished yet, and then I have a like series of bookmarks in my browser that is just all like anything that's longer than 10K that I haven't read yet, and that is. I don't even know how many. I don't even know how many's in there. So many.
Good luck and Godspeed, Ringa.
Yeah.
We both need it.
Yeah. That's what I do to ease myself into a gentle sleep is read smut. I read Izzy getting railed and it calms me.
Real.
Important part of the ecosystem.
So felt.
It is. Yes.
Alrighty, so we say goodbye.
Yes, goodbye, friends. Thanks for tuning in.